nobody knew, but only one side, right?
Right.
But now, oh my God, everybody on social media going into the history, how it all began. Because now everybody want to know why.
Why? Right. Right. And here's the deal. Let me tell you. Muslims, Jews, Christians used to live together peacefully before the creation of Zionism in that area. Before Zionism came there, everybody was living peacefully. It's that Zionist mess. That prime minister, he needs to be looked at. He was losing politically. Part of this looks like a setup anyway, but let's just get back to the fact, again, every time you turn around, people associate directly the Jewish faith to this state of Zionism. That's what they're connecting it to. Then, immediately after that, if you have anything to say, you're not you're an anti-Semite. You're not a Semite. You're either a Semite or you're anti-Semite. And if you're wait, I gotta explain the process, because after you're an anti-Semite, that means that you were for the Holocaust. Immediately, we're gonna have to talk about the Holocaust. So you see how you connected everything in? But here's the deal. This is not the first time a hospital or medical facility has been bombed in Palestine.
Exactly right.
It's been going on for...
And they find all that out.
Look, not only are they bombing medical facilities, they're bombing people on their way to the grave site to bury people there. They bomb ambulances. This is, this is like a, and again, all right, Holocaust, yeah, Hitler was wrong. That stuff is horrible, it's terrible. I've seen Schindler's List. Dude, how can you explain over 6 million Africans dying on their way to American homeland alone? Not other places in Europe, not South America, but America. Coming to North America alone, over 6 million African women, men were thrown overboard because of dying.
They know what they say?
Wait a minute. Wait. That's not even, wait a second. As we said before, that's not even the 400 years of slavery after coming over here. That's not including the economic slavery that it caused. Or we should say the fact that we're trying to make sure we live by the Constitution, which was written by slave owners mainly. We're trying to keep that alive, right? Mm-hmm. So why do you expect that America has been, supporting Israel? They're one and the same, dude. They're one and the same.
Exactly right.
Colonialize, steal people's land, oppress them, apartheid. In fact, America, even in the 80s, in the Reagan administration, they were the last to stand against apartheid in South Africa. They were the last people to stand against apartheid in South Africa.
Yeah.
Who do they stand with? French. What did the French do? Colonize. Who else do they stand with? Britain. And what do they do? Colonize.
Right, exactly.
So enough is enough, because everybody, is starting to wake up and say, wait a second. I mean, are we still living? No, the way everybody's waking up. The Quranic revolution was declared in 2021 to specify and clarify everything that's going on.
Even Jews are.
Oh yes, of course, because
Jews online and stuff talk about they side with the Palestinians.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I'm like, whoa.
No, it's over. It's over.
What they doing to us? He said they hijacked our religion.
Yes.
And hiding.
Yeah.
Still.
Yes.
Hiding behind Judaism to do their dirty deed. They're not even religious people.
That's correct. That's why Zionism. Now, of course, I don't know whoever did it. I don't care if it's Hamas or Hezbollah, Islamic Jihad. It doesn't matter. Going into people's homes, you understand, and doing whatever atrocity is unacceptable. I didn't see what all that they said. But if that was the case, that was wrong. However, it does not justify you cutting off food, you cutting off medical supplies, you cutting off water, you cut off basic necessities that makes the individual human being. And do you know how many women are pregnant and expecting to give birth there at any given moment?
Mm-mm.
5,000. The doctor report 5,000 women are in labor at this very moment, and these people are still bombing. Who in the right sense of their mind?
Hafiz, you know, you're trying to explain away a complete monster. What can just say monster?
No. It's not. See, monster.
A monster is a monster.
Monster.
Okay?
Monster.
That's what they are.
See.
That's what they're going
See.
to be.
See. The problem is. Here's the problem.
They will wipe out that. They will wipe them out in front of the whole world.
Listen.
That's what they are like. They're monsters.
No. They're not.
Biden went back over there yesterday. No, y'all making us look bad. We got our daggone carriers out there parked in the Red Sea. Could you imagine? Could you just imagine the look, brother? Could you imagine the look? The two superpowers, Israel, right, brought up all of its troops, 360,000 reservists, right? All their tanks, all their artillery, everything is out. United States, the number one superpower, the two carriers, shit, with planes, everything on, so, two of them parked out there. All of that for a little strip of land.
Yeah.
A little strip out for 25 feet.
2 million people. Condensed in prayer.
5 miles long by 5 miles wide. Little teeny little strip of land. And you got the might of the American government and the Israeli government right at their doorstep. You imagine how that look?
That's true.
Everybody looking at it, it's like, you know, what the world? It's almost like you fighting China or somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Well, America is sending 2,000 troops over there. But the problem, here's the problem. Let me be honest with you. The problem is that the government has lost touch with the common people. Really, literally. I mean, people who spend too long in Washington, they lost touch with the society and the realities that exist in the society. So they go over there making all these politics and these political, moves and everything. It's not what the people are representing, or it's not what the people themselves are stating, or what the people, because a lot of people didn't know a week or two ago what was going on. But now you got social media again showing people that this war is going on. America is involved in a war. And like, what? Another war? America's been in charge for 75 years. 75.
Against who? A little band of terrorists?
No, listen. America has been a superpower for 75 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of those 75 years, only 8 years was America not involved in a war. What kind of record is that?
Exactly right.
How are you a peacemaker by just generating wars or being involved in war all the time?
They're warmongers.
You just got out of Afghanistan. Everybody saw that, who was born,
And they got mad. They got mad because they got out.
No, but I mean, first, you shouldn't. Look, I'm going to tell Israel this. Here's what I'll say to Israel, all right? I told U.S., I'm not going to say we told U.S. not to go into Afghanistan, negotiating getting that man out. As long as he was out of Afghanistan, they would turn him over to you. But you were bullies. You said you would use mere force. You started bombing them. You didn't capture bin Laden, or you didn't kill bin Laden for another, 11, 12 years. Mm-hmm. You stayed in there for an extra 9 or 10 years trying to stabilize everything, normalize everything. Then you had to retreat from that after lying to the American public that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, which was never found. So you had to pull away from both of those. Okay? Then, on top of that, you have to go into Ukraine. This is another war you are sponsoring or involved in. You have to do all of that. Meanwhile, here in America, you haven't literally pulled yourselves out of your own mess. Anywhere from mental health to destitution, to the illiteracy rate going up, to the child impoverishments that you have. You need to work on a whole reparation, because as long as you don't cleanse yourselves of stealing the land of Native Americans, we don't cleanse ourselves of that, we don't get right with that, we don't get right with reparations for African Americans, we not in. And then the civil rights movement. Look at the people you killed during the civil rights. Look at people who you have had to. The problem is that, again, if people wake up and understand that we all have a right in this society.
Law's waking them up, brother.
Well, that's what I'm telling you.
Waking them up.
That's what I'm telling you.
Oh,
Alhamdulillah, Jalla Jalaluhu's core is there. His core is there because
people waked up.
No, the Jalla Jalla, because the problem, again, is when you are using media, when you're using a narrative to convince people, you might do well for a while with fabrication. Now, well for a while could be a year, could be 10 years, could be 20 years, could be 30 years, could be 50, could be 75 years.
Which it has been.
Exactly. It could even be 100 years, but guess what?
I ain't gonna go that long.
No, wait. Because it could be as long as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants it to go on. And why does He want it to go on is important for people to understand. Allah's character. He has a character. Why did He want this falsehood to go on as long as He wanted to go on? You can practically state, just as He wanted the Muslims to suffer the setback at the Battle of Uhud. Bring out those who really are hypocritical, those who are really greedy, those who are really into selfishness and miserly, those who are into Satanism, those who are into worshipping other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wants to make it clear, and He wants to make clear those who are believers. That's why. Those who are the children of the akhirah, not the children of the dunya. That's why. So when people accept and realize, one brother yesterday, I was talking to him, military or veteran, and this brother says that, Sunnah is what Prophet did, meaning it's past, right? Sunnah is past, it's what Prophet did on a day-to-day moment. So I said to him that your definition of Sunnah and my definition of Sunnah are two different things. They're not the same.
You talking about Sunnah?
Sunnah, yeah.
The Sunnah. Yeah.
Sunnah.
It's lifestyle, right?
Right.
That's true.
Well, it is not the entirety of the truth.
Why not?
Well, because Sunnah means example.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Example is what He did.
Example is something that, yes, you can see in a person. It's also what you hear of a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay. It is also.
There's no wrong answer.
If you say what he did, that means he's already done it. It cannot be redone. In other words, what he's trying to get at is when the Prophet ﷺ was giving example, it was back 1400 some years ago. It cannot be done anymore. It's gone. It's over. And that's where the problem lays. When you believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent a revelation to Prophet ﷺ, he lived by it, it was done that time, it cannot be done this time, then that means that you rejected Quran. Because Quran, from the time that it was revealed until the end of time, you see what happened. So when you say Sunnah, you have to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says Sunnat Allah. This is the Sunnah of Allah. Allah, as we know, never dies. He sent messengers. Yes, He sent the revelation to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam to be the perfect example. And guess what? those who follow this perfect example live upon the best example, right? And although he left them, they still lived upon it. They didn't say, Prophet died and, he passed away, so we're going to leave.
Of course not.
Right. So it would,
Yeah,
so if they didn't,
what are you saying?
so if they didn't do that, then we ourselves don't have the right to do it. If we do it, if we say we can't live on the basis of how he lived, if we say that, then we're not part of Islam because we're denying wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. So you have to know the essence.
I don't agree with that.
What is it that you disagree with?
You said we can't live like that? What you talking about? The Prophet is
okay, listen to the analogy, okay?
We don't know everything.
First of all, okay, first of all, you believing that you are living sunnah, meaning that you are living
his lifestyle,